Hello, magic makers, and welcome to October. Here we go, the 10th month of this year. We are in the wind down of 2023. It's amazing, isn't it? Stick around to the end. I'm going to pull a tarot card to give us an overall experience of what we can expect for this month. And we will go through the astrology, the numerology, and the frequencies of this month. So this month brings us a fairly large pivot frequency. We're starting eclipse season. That's always the wild card of astrology, and expectations can go awry. Like, you just don't know. Expect everything, attach to nothing, allow for everything. You never know where the craziness of wild card of eclipse season is going to take us. But we're going to continue to have a lot of light activations on the planet, a lot of the CMEs coming off the sun. You can expect this planet is going to continue, and it's going to increase rapidly as we head into the end of this year and into the beginning of next year. I really do see that 2024 and 2025 are huge pivot years in the energetics of the consciousness of much of what got started in 2012. So fun. It's not necessarily an easy energy, but it's going to be worth it, as all of these energies are. It's a bit of an intense month, and we're welcoming Scorpio into the mix as well. So you can expect an elevation of intensity, eclipses, Scorpio season, and there's some themes that run through this month that match both the astrology and the numerology, which we'll get into in just a moment. This is not a month to kind of sit on your laurels and get into that like hazy, indecisive, dreamy, what am I doing? This is a month to have consistency in your action, to get clarity on where you're going, and to get up and get going. It's about confidence, it's about thought, it's about a plan, and mostly it's about action. So as we move through these eclipses, it can be emotionally intense, especially with Scorpio season coming in. And it's important, you might want to unplug any of the extra stimulation, extra noise outside of yourself. So if you're plugged into a lot of things on the phone, anything that's outside of yourself that's taking a lot of your time and energy, it's going to be really important for you to get laser focused this month. It's essential for how you're going to wrap up the rest of this year, and actually how you're going to optimize the entrance into the coming year. It's really important not to miss this month. If you're thinking about making any big purchases or really big changes, might be best to wait until you get through this eclipse season. Let all of the lessons, I want to say, of what's coming, all the understandings and the awarenesses of what's coming through the eclipses to really settle in, so that when you make these big changes, these big pivots that are inevitably coming, that you can be sure that they are really set and seated all the way through your being. So maybe take a little pause on anything that seems erratic or really big during the eclipse time. Let it plant seeds and let them germinate and make optimize really wise decisions about how you're moving and when you're moving forward. So let's move into the numerology. It's the 10th month, and the number 10, it's one of my favorite numbers because it brings the energy of the one. You're the one, it is the one, the first fresh start, new beginning, actualized. And the 0, in my opinion, creates that kind of vortex, if you will, of momentum. It's like the universe pulling the one forward. It's like, so it accelerates a lot. And more importantly, the universal month, if you add the year and the month together, gives us the number 8. And 8, I love the number 8. 8 is the number of infinity. I consider it to be bringing your heavenly awareness, not quite like the 7 brings that spiritual awareness down to earth, but it's kind of the conjunct, if you will, of the infinity of what's possible, of what you desire, of what your soul knows, wants, wishes, feels, attaches to, and the deliverance of it into the earthly plane. So it's a manifestation number, really. It's a potent and transformative period, and it encourages us to really harness our power and to take control of our lives. So remember that the midline of the body now is we have the 8th chakra, online, that number 8, the higher evolution of consciousness, the star chakra that brings your higher self into actualized experience in this human form, your soul self having the capacity to create as a human being on this planet in this time. And so that 8 gives you the power, the potency to create from your inner wisdom, your inner power, and to really take charge of your life. What do you want to create? Again, it's not a time to be in the dreamer, to be in that like lackadaisical dreaming state. It's go time. It's an action-oriented pulse. So move with it. 8 is about money, wealth, power, influence, how you take the dreams and your desires and deliver them out beyond you in human form. It's all about the frequency of flow, frequency of abundance. Remember that infinity sign. It's an endless loop of possibilities. Harness your intention and ride the wave of extreme possibilities at this time. It is a shifting energy. It has that flow. So it's not about getting stuck in any of the corners. It is really about being in the infinite spiral of creation. And so if you reach a place or a point where you feel that you're dead-ended is the word that wants to come. Like if you find yourself locked in a corner and you're beating your head against the wall and you're not going anywhere, just simply put your back to the corner, look at the infinity spiral, jump on it, and get back and flow. So it isn't a time to get stuck anywhere. If you're stuck, it's because you're not looking at the infinity of possibility. Just turn around and see what's waiting behind you, perhaps. Okay, so it doesn't mean that this is not going to be without effort. So this is really about progressing your life, progressing your mission, your worth. You have to claim your worth, really come into clarity around your purpose, your desires for creation, who you want to be, how you want to be, and get up and get it done. It doesn't mean it won't be without some effort. This number encourages you to put your business cap on, strategic attitude, to really be conscious of how you're creating, to take the driver's wheel of your life and hit the gas pedal more than you hit the brakes, is my sense. Make a plan and stick to it. Consistency is the pulse of creation. So whatever you've been inspired to do, you've had these thoughts, you've had these ideas, it's been a year of reconciling old karma, getting into clarity and ownership over your purpose, who you really are, what you're here to do. Now it's time to take some action. So let's get into the, and leave nothing to chance. This is your month. This is your month to get moving, and you could experience some huge successes, some huge pivots, and some huge opportunities coming your way this month. If you're diligent, focused, conscious, and in action. The 8s got your back. Okay, so astrologically, just some of the astrological highlights. On October the 10th, well, we're moving into the month with the full moon that we just moved through, and bringing us right into the first. So we're coming in with that kind of illuminated energy that only full moons can bring. And on the 10th, we're going to go into Pluto, the planet of transformation and rebirth, is going to go direct in Capricorn. And this is going to give us some pause to kind of anchor in how you really want to move your transformed, benevolent, expanded self into the new frequency. It supports so much this 8 number of getting moving, and it's movement with the truth of who you are and who you're willing to become. And Pluto, Pluto's been doing this dance in and out of Capricorn. It's a very slow moving sign. It moves every 20 some years. It's been moving in and out of Capricorn. And so it's spent most of its time retrograde, which it does because it moves slow. So it's about us gathering the pieces that we need to transform. And so as it moves direct, it's giving you that opportunity to get moving forward. Now, it's been dancing in and out of Capricorn since March of this year. It will continue to do so, and it will actually anchor itself into Aquarius next year. It comes back in January. It'll go back and forth. And then in November, I believe it is, it'll really like station itself there. And it'll be there for a long time. And it hasn't been in Aquarius since the 1700s. So it's a really exciting time to be on the planet. And as it really, this planet in particular helps us to anchor in our new age of Aquarius, the golden age of Aquarius. This is an anchor and a pivot point for that. So it'll connect you more deeply to your purpose, to your power on this planet, and it's very supportive of this 8-month energy. On Wednesday, October 11th, Mars moves into its home sign of Scorpio. This is going to give you a little bit of a bump up about confidence, supporting that 8, about moving forward with your dreams, being seen, asserting yourself, getting yourself in the positions and the places that are needed for you to be in your greatest service. So there's so much supporting this month's kind of forward for you. On Saturday, October the 14th, we experience a new moon and our solar eclipse. This is eclipse season. Here we go. And it will be in Libra. And of course, eclipses are the wild cards. You never know what to expect. It will be in a 2-week window because they're nicely bookended with the new moon and then the full moon at the end of the month. So anything can happen. It's the dance between the shadows of light and dark. We bring the shadow of the sun to the shadow of the moon, and the light of the sun, of the moon, to the shadowing the sun. And it's a dance between the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, the in and the out, all of the things. So be really mindful. It's metamorphic and it's incredibly intense, but it initiates a period of deep reflection, especially being in Libra. It's this deep reflection and opportunity for more transformation. And so this reflection, this brings in the energy of Venus being very loving and kind and gentle around where do you need to create more balance in your life in the void of this moon, right? This new beginning, new moon, and the sun being eclipsed. It's like, where's the shadow that you need to look at to really move into the truth of who you're becoming as a new human? There's a heightened sense of self-awareness and a desire to really get clear, like, who am I? Who am I? Who am I now? Who am I in this new? Who am I becoming? And how do I want to express the newness of me into the world? It's kind of like going through your own metamorphic chamber of becoming. You might feel a bit tired during this time. You might feel drained. If your body's experiencing this yin pull in, get as much rest as you can. It's so important to go into the reflective pool during this time. It's so important to bring the energy inward, to set intentions of who you're becoming, because what's going to happen in this window is you're going to begin the acceleration of coming out into the full moon and also into the expanse of the 8 and all that it has to offer. So this is time to bring balance and harmony into your world, really looking in that inner plane with the beauty and the sensuality of Libra, the sweetness of Libra. Take a moment to look at your partnerships, your relationships, and this is in every level, romantic or otherwise, and really, if it really get keen and finely tuned into what kind of relationships do you want to have in your life, and what are your current relationships needing to do to transform or morph themselves to be more in alignment with who you're becoming, because you're becoming new, right? On Monday the 23rd, the sun enters sexy and deep Scorpio. Life's mysteries come into focus as the sun moves into the intense sign of Scorpio. It's a water sign, so it stirs the depths of emotion, but with such an intensity. So it's also wild to ride through the eclipse season and then move into this really palpable energetic shift of what Scorpio energy brings us. So it'll have you digging like deeply beneath the surface of like what's true for you underneath and so, you know, shortly after this Libra new moon, and then you're taking this deep expanse, but with action into the hidden secrets of yourself, of others, and of the world at large, it would be a very opportune time for a lot to be revealed in this earth plane. It's been a building up and a bubbling up of a lot of things needing to be uncovered, needing to be seen, and the energy of this month highly supports that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't some expansive, explosive, and kind of shocking things that occur, because that's what it is required to expose that which has been lurking beneath the surface and in the shadows for long enough. Scorpio is also known to have extreme feelings, so it might be a great opportunity to really express to the people that you love, or to kind of unearth the things that you haven't been saying, but to do so in a way that is kind, gentle, and loving. On Saturday, the 28th, we move into the full moon and lunar eclipse in Taurus. The bookends of this eclipse between the new moon and now the full moon, new moon solar, full moon lunar, what you're going to experience with this is anything that's left unattended to is going to bubble up. It's going to bubble up, and you're going to feel a tremendous need to express what is true. So it's really important to do these expression in ways that serves others, not being explosive like the energy of Scorpio can be sometimes. So be really mindful about needing to communicate and get really clear about what it is you're needing to communicate, and communicate it in a way that's loving and kind so it can be received. You might also have a sudden understanding of who you actually are, like what your worth is, what your power is. It's a proclamation about who you are in the world, and any pivots in your lifestyle that need to occur in order to make that align more greatly. And it's an amazing time to level up your finances. The energy of the eclipse is bringing that, and the energy of the 8 is bringing that, and so you're really supported in all of the ways. It's also an amazing time to release outdated data, like who you used to be, how you used to do things. Write it down. You've outgrown so much of the old experience of you. It's important to write these things down and to release them. And so overall, it's a time to transform. It has the power of 8, which gives you the power to focus on the infinity of possibilities. There's rapid pivots for yourself, for your money, for your relationships, for your life, for your lifestyle. You can move slowly with focus, yet follow the momentum that's around you. It isn't dream time, it's go time. And so that is some of the highlights for this month. I'm going to pull a card so we can get the overall energies. And the one that wants to come is the 37. I Love the Sacred Rebel deck by Alana Fairchild. The number 37 is the number 10, matches our 10 month. And what it's saying is to focus upon the light. And so if you notice, she has one focus and one focus only, and it is in the very center of the light. So this gives you an opportunity to focus upon your light, the light of who you're becoming. It's the sunflower. It represents like the golden light of the sun, the solar plexus, being true in your own power. And then you can't really see it, but it represents, this is the earth and the sky, and it moves out into the cosmos. So you focusing on the light and the one true essence of who you are as a light being, and bringing that with the energy of the 10 out into the world, it's only going to serve you, and it's going to serve the masses as well, because we need your light in its full expression on planet Earth at this time. I am sending love to your light. Have an amazing October, and I'll see you soon.